Live from the Slackers Sports Bar Studios. This is In the Building with Mike Taylor and Rudy J.
Ah, look at that. The Eagle has landed in the Phoenix area. All right, so tell them what you're doing. Recap your new television stardom. Are you in Phoenix proper or like one of the surrounding suburbs like Mesa or Scottsdale or something?
I'm in Phoenix, but I spent a lot of time in Scottsdale yesterday.
Playing golf?
Hell no.
Drinking golf beer. Capital of the Southwest. Oh, drinking beer. Okay. Well, coming to us live from Sean Elliott's home state.
Where's Sean Elliott from?
I think he's from Tucson. Unless he's a Cali guy. Oh, he's an Arizona dude, so he's a Wildcat. I don't know who else is from Arizona of note. John McCain, he was from Arizona.
Steve Kerr.
Steve Kerr's in Arizona. Okay, cool. Yeah. Sandra Day O'Connor, the first ever female Supreme Court justice, was from Arizona. The Great Southwest, cactuses and deserts. That's where Rudy J emanates.
How many times you been to Phoenix?
I've been to the airport 3 times. I've actually been. Well, no, I've been to the. No, actually, I take it back. I've been into that city twice, and both times I had a ball. Went up there
but you were there to go to Hawaii, right?
What's that?
You were there just to go to Hawaii.
No. I've passed through the airport a couple of times as a connector, so I don't count that. That Sky Harbor Airport, I think, is what it's called. That where you flew into. No, I've been out there twice. I went to spring training in 2018, I want to say, or 17. Went and saw the Rangers, and I saw the Astros, and we saw the Cubs. Saw the Cubs in spring training right out there. It was awesome, man. Phoenix was beautiful.
What'd you do? Catch fly balls and shit?
No, I went out there with my buddies that ran the Round Rock Express. They took me out there.
Have you seen my baseball?
That was a good time.
Now what do you do?
Loved it. Now what am I what?
Yeah, so if you went now, what would you be doing?
Oh, okay. Well, if I went now, I'd go see I think I'd go see a Diamondbacks game. I'd probably go fishing in one of their really cool stock ponds they've got there because it's in the desert, I'd go on a badass hike if I could. And I like to walk around big cities. I just like to walk through cities, just walking aimlessly, doing spontaneous shit. I've never actually gone through downtown Phoenix like that. I went for spring training and then went to a resort sitch one time and never left the resort. I'd like to cruise downtown Phoenix if I could once or twice. You look tired as hell.
No.
You look. Tell them what you're doing. For those that forgot, tell them what you're doing.
No. I'm on my I'm doing the Air Force TV show.
Correct.
But I'm not tired at all.
Okay. I am.
No, yesterday. So we did the Slackers.
Sir. Yes, right? Sir.
We did the Slackers thing.
Mm-hmm.
Got to bed a little late for the Slackers thing, then woke up early to come to Phoenix. But I'm not tired at all.
I heard you wound up at McFinnigan's after Slackers.
I did.
Jeez, dude.
Where did you go? How come you didn't?
My house. I went home. We had to go pick up Nina's son from school. He was doing a choir function and went home.
Son, on a Saturday?
Yeah, they had a big choir thing. Yep. Hell, they had a choir thing on a Sunday, too. They do stuff all the time. That choir, they take it serious. But no, he had a concert. We had to go pick him up. So when we were at Slackers till damn near 7, I think. We got off the air at 5. I was there about an hour and a half at least. It was probably 7 when we had to go get him. We were running late. And then I went home, went to sleep. You went back out. Did you just go to McFinnigan's from Slackers?
Yes, and I went and hung out with Dingus.
He was supposed to come by Slackers and he didn't do it.
Yeah, I went and hung out with Dingus at
Yeah.
McFinnigan's.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Dingus in years, dude.
Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah. So it was a good. It was cool. Yesterday was a good time.
He's wild as ever. He's not
Yeah, that's never changing.
that's not gonna change. He's still a party boy. Yeah.
Never gonna change. But no, I did. I went to McFinnigan's, had a good time.
Very
Then
good.
I got on the plane this morning to come to Phoenix.
Dang, man. So what's your itinerary like this week? All day, every day? Sun up to sundown?
I'm off early, so we're gonna be all right.
Okay, good. Well, see, you're 2 hours behind.
See,
They're on.
I thought for whatever reason, I thought Phoenix was 1 hour behind.
They are half the year because they don't switch clocks out there.
They don't
So
switch clocks.
right when we spring forward, they go to 2 hours behind us. They get on LA time, Pacific time. And when we fall back, then they go back to Mountain time. It's confusing
Right.
because they don't switch their clocks. I think it's Arizona and Hawaii, maybe one other state, and I know for a fact Hawaii does not and Arizona does not.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so I don't have. Yeah, so tomorrow, whatever time it is with you right now, is 2 hours behind for me.
correct. So it's
Yeah.
early for you, even though all right. So that's good. So will you be able to do shows at 7 a.m. local time? Yes, right? Yes,
Yeah.
thumbs up. Absolutely. Very good. All right, very good, dude. And again, we're having a production meeting, I guess, on the air. It's okay if you want to skip a show. You're allowed to
Oh
skip a show. You.
no,
I know you
no.
won't do it. I've told him over and over, look, dude, you're traveling. And, you're
I'm
probably
not
gonna be. You
skipping
got
no shows,
long
bro.
days. Okay, man.
Orlando, a couple of new companies,
We have had some new companies. Yeah.
Texas Cheer Liquor,
Yeah.
Slackers.
All right.
I'm not skipping shit. We're not.
Okay. Well.
I'm not skipping shit. Let's get to it.
All right. Well, I'm proud of you. All right. Let's get on with it. It's episode 66 of In the Building. Subscribe for free to the YouTube channel. Become a member for just $6 a month on the YouTube channel. And as Rudy mentioned, we do have a brand new. I'm going to lead with these new guys.
Let's do it.
We have a new supporter on this show.
Oh,
I realize some sponsors come and go. Some are here for a month, and that's all they just want to get their name out there, and that's cool. If we like them and how they do business, some folks want to be with us for years. Some folks, I get told by people, yeah, I'm going to do 3 months and that's it. I just want to get my name out there. That's cool. We can do that if the money's right. Sure, of course. And you got a legit company. And so that being said, I am proud to present a new sponsor, a brand
all right.
new sponsor here on In the Building live in the Slackers studio. Welcome our newest roofing partner. We have a new roofing partner. How about that? It's a big town, and we have a new roofing partner. Proud to announce, how about that? We're leading with them. GC Services Roofing and Construction, the latest official roofing company of In the Building. Thank you, boys. I appreciate that very, very much. Comprehensive residential and commercial roofing. They do replacements, they do repairs, they do new roof installations, skylights, chimneys, gutters, solar installation. GC Services Roofing and Construction. The co-owner, one of the co-owners of GC, has been in the roofing business in San Antonio for over 20 years. 20 going on 22 years, I want to say. And they can assist you with insurance claims. This is a long-time, independently owned roofing company in town. You do not last this long as an independently owned mom and pop company if you don't know what the hell you were doing. They have expertise installing all
Facts.
kinds of roofing systems and materials. It is GC Services, 210-846-7677 or gcserviceroofing.com, gcservicesroofing.com. Welcome to GC. It's wonderful. Outstanding.
Thank you,
Now
DC.
call their ass and make us look good.
Nah, college make us look good, but keep in mind,
Mm-hmm.
we just had hail. We just
Yeah.
had whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We had all of that.
Indeed. and we'll have more for the next 2-3 months or so. So come on,
Oh,
hell
really?
season. Yeah. Don't want anybody to get hurt, but hell season is good for people like GC Services and Roofing. All right. You mentioned Slackers again. Before we get into the other stuff, big thanks to everybody that came out to Slackers yesterday. The official studio host of In the Building. We were in their studio physically at the Med Center location. Had a real good time. The official sports bar in the building. We had a suck off at Slackers in the Medical Center.
What do you mean?
1,500 pounds of mud bugs, crawfish, crawdaddies. I caught my first crawfish I ever ate. I caught it myself in Rockport after a big rain when I was living on the Gulf Coast. It had rained all weekend long, and it just left us like out front of our house where the water drains. They have big, huge drainage systems because it's along the ocean. Dude, that thing just gets full of mud bugs, crawdaddies. We've gone there with nets as little kids and just pick them off. They'd be stuck to the side of the grass or stuck to the cement. Just pick their asses off. So the first one I ever ate, I actually caught and had a real good suck off at Slackers on Saturday.
Hold up.
Show went great. Was happy with it. Had a lot of people that watched it. We had more people watch that Saturday than the average show that we have during the week. I think last time I checked, or it's at least it's a little bit more than the usual. So if you came out or watched that show, I highly appreciate it. Thank you to Mikey and Frank and Wally, who I've still not met, and everybody
Yeah,
that
I
was a
met
part
Wally.
of our Slackers thing. Was he out there on Saturday?
Yeah, he was there.
I didn't even see him. Okay, very good. Well, shout out
No,
to Slackers, Holmes.
and Frank texted me today.
Mm-hmm.
He was he was he watched the show
Yeah,
and was super pleased.
good. He should be. We're the
He was,
best effing talk show in the greater South Texas area, not San
he
Antonio,
was
but South
super pleased.
Texas.
He was
Huh?
super pleased. He was like, "Yeah, well, send me the show." I sent it to him.
That's cool.
An hour or two
Yeah,
later, he sent
yeah.
me a text message saying, "Yo, this was awesome." I was like, "Well, awesome." Well, because you got to keep in mind, he knew they kept the music super loud, and
Mm-hmm.
he was happy,
That was their
which
choice.
which is
Oh,
all that matters.
yeah. It's all that matters. Sure. And we had a lot of good feedback too. Great feedback. So good times. All right, man. You've traveled. You're beaten down. You probably your body feels like it's later than 7:50 or whatever it is.
Yeah,
What's on
what
your
time is
mind,
it?
Rudy? What does Rudy J want to get into? What is Rudy J
Yo,
hot on today?
I'm a I'm an NBA guy, Mike.
I know.
I'm excited about like the Clippers decided not to play your best buddy
And still whooped ass.
and still whoop the Mavericks ass. Now, the only reason why I'm bringing this up is because you told me about your group chat with your
Yeah.
brother, your
Mm-hmm.
pops.
Yep.
I
Cousin.
bet it's I bet it is quiet as a church mouse pissing on cotton.
I haven't
In
heard
that
shit.
in that in that group chat, it's like a mouse pissing on cotton. Nobody
I haven't
said a
heard a
word,
thing.
right?
No, no. Leading up to this, I was told that it was going to be Dallas in 5. Some guy I
In
never heard
five,
of. Yeah, some guy I never heard of was going to be the MVP of the series. This is a group chat that I have had to endure for the better part of 7 years, and I love my family. I love my father, and I love my brother, and I love my cousin. I can't wait to get back to Fort Worth as soon as possible and hang out with them. But and we've had a group thread going for 7 years. It's not all Mavericks talk, but it gets real funny when the Mavericks do get brought up. I never bring them up. They do because they love them and how much they want to slurp Luka Doncic's body parts. These people want to
well,
look a statue. They've already declared that he's better than Dirk Nowitzki. His ass he's never even played in an NBA Finals. He is a one-dimensional player who is he's like James Harden, ironically. He's a sensational offensive player. I don't. Now he's not. I don't think he's a goofball like James Harden. I think Luka wants to win. He's not necessarily a team cancer. He's just he's an offensive player only. He doesn't play a lick of defense. His teams are mediocre every year. They've never gotten to the finals. And he just got his ass kicked in game one. They may come back and win the series. But in game one, I did not see a guy who's better than Dirk and needs statue and is going to be one of the top 10 players of all time. I saw a one-dimensional player get bogged down because it's a playoff game and the whole damn thing changes. And yeah, very predictable. And I'll say this too. I'll let you. I'll throw it back to you. I'll throw this out here now. And again, Dallas may come back and win the series. I think the Spurs will win the championship before the Mavericks do.
You don't believe that?
I just said it. Dallas ain't winning a title with Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic and a cast of idiots. That's not going to happen. The Spurs are going to get great. The Spurs will be a championship contender by 2026. Dallas is a middle of the pack, no man's land, just good enough to win 48, 49 games, be a 7 seed, and get thumped in the second round. That's Dallas. They peaked. The Spurs will win the title before the Mavericks do. You know, I said last year I thought the Spurs would win the NBA title before the Dallas Cowboys win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. And I stand by that too. Absolutely stand by that. Spurs are going to be title contenders in 2 years. So everybody, y'all better get y'all shit in now, NBA, because we coming.
Now that I love.
We coming.
I love that.
Win now, because we keeping receipts, like Dion likes to say.
Hey, did you see? Speaking of basketball, well, speaking of college,
yeah,
you see, Haley Van Lith she's going to be a Horned Frog. She was a Louisville Cardinal, then she went to LSU.
Yeah.
Now she's going to be a Horned Frog. You down?
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
Who's paying her to where she decided to be that?
Oh, they've got people in Fort Worth that have a lot of bags, no question. Yeah, that's good. You know that's if you get a chance, go back. If you have some time, since you've got 5 days in a hotel and a TV suit, you probably have a lot of downtime. Read about the TCU women's basketball season from last year. They had they were a top 20 team in the country when the season started.
Okay.
But they wound up not making the tournament. They had so many injuries, Rudy. They were down to 3 scholarship players. 3.
I remember.
Coach had to put out. He had open tryouts to the public. If you had any college eligibility at all, like all these girls that had played high school ball, wound up playing Division I at TCU last year, and they actually won a couple of games with a bunch of pickup chicks from the mean streets of Cowtown. Hell of a season. So they're going to be good next year, my Lady Frogs. And yeah, good on that gal. Yeah, she's lily white, blonde, blue-eyed girl. She'll fit right in on the campus of Texas Christian University in Fort Worth. Go Frogs.
Go Frogs.
I am happy the finals have started. I am. I mean, the playoffs have started. I'm staying with it. I'm sticking with it as best I can. Sticking with it.
Do you care?
We'll see how long. No, I'm trying to. I'm scouting future opponents of Victor Wembanyama in the playoffs. That's what I'm doing. No, I don't know, man. I mean, I'm.
So you don't give a shit.
That's not true. I'm not hyped. And I'll get excited when we get to the conference finals. That's when I'll probably get super stoked. Also, it depends on who's in it. You know, it just depends on who's in it. That's all. I'm glad the Bulls got beat and didn't make the tournament.
Why?
Because DeMar DeRozan's one of the most overrated players of my lifetime, and I can't get but about 10% of the population to get with me on that. He's been in the league 12 years. Toronto was so sick of his shitty playoff games that they traded him Yeah, he's never done anything in a dozen years in the league in the postseason. But he's supposed to be this clutch superstar. That's not true. He's a very good basketball player. He is not a
Super good.
star. He is not a star. He may be the best non-star in the NBA. Like if you talk, okay, let's do the top. Give me all the 5-star All-Star caliber players, and I know DeRozan makes the All-Star team every year. But if you give me
No,
the
but you said
elite
like
players in the NBA, how many tier one, regardless of position, how many tier one stars are there in the league? Like legit franchise stars. Are there 20 right now in the league?
yes.
Let's throw Wembanyama in there. We don't have to. We don't have to.
No. I think we should.
All right. I mean, they last night they announced the all defensive team finalists and the defensive player of the year finalist, and Wemby's one of them. All right. So if there's 20 bona fide franchise players in the league, then DeRozan's probably the 21st best player in the league. He's the best
Um,
non-legit star in the NBA. Can I get an amen from the Thunderdome Church on that?
Amen.
Okay, I'm good. I got you. I'm glad. I'm happy to hear it.
No, amen.
Thank you, man. All right, you want to do some punches today?
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. Let's get into it. It is time for the J. Ribaldo punch of the. I'm sorry, the Orlando Kell punch of the day. My bad. I'll get back to you, Jay. Every day we have the punch of the day presented by the official family lawyer of In the Building, Orlando Kell, of the law offices of Orlando Kell on the east side of San Antonio. I want to punch. You remember Mike Jenkins? Former Cowboy starting cornerback Mike Jenkins.
Only Mike Jenkins I remember is with the Cowboys, and he was like
That's him.
running backs coach.
No. Mike Jenkins was a first-round pick in the Yuck days, in the Wade Phillips days, and had a decent career for them. So Mike got involved in a heated confrontation in a bar over the weekend down in South Florida. And there's video of him getting all pissed off. This went down at a club called the Kenwood in St. Petersburg, Florida, after Mike had apparently become upset with the way one of the employees in the establishment had handled his credit card. And witnesses can be heard in the bar getting into it, trying to calm him down. They lost it on accident. They were trying to find it. And I don't know. By the way, Mike I looked it up. He was the first round pick of the Cowboys in 2008. So,
Really?
yeah, so he gets all pissed off in this bar and he loses his shit over a credit card. He goes outside the bar, screams at the security guard at the door. In the footage in the scene, you can hear him just dog cussing the shit out of the security and the bouncers, insisting he didn't do anything wrong. And at one point, you hear him yelling, quote, "Give me my motherfucking card." So I can get out of here.
Ready?
He was probably overserved. St. Petersburg cops show up. It's right at closing time, damn near 2 a.m. For a disturbance call. They did not arrest him, but they did issue Mike a trespass warning ticket. Just a warning, no fine, don't trespass anymore on this bar. And yeah, he's 39 now. I played 71 games for the Cowboys in 5 seasons. He made the Pro Bowl in 2009. Do you remember the season where they had to play the Eagles 2 weeks in a row? They had to play the Philly Eagles week 17 just to make the playoffs. But because they made the playoffs, they got a home game.
T.O. got to the plane late and they left him. Yes.
They got a home game. And they had to play. They won in Philly week 17, had to turn right around and play Philly at home. I was at this game, and they beat the Eagles. It was Romo's finest moment as a Cowboy. And if I'm not mistaken, Mike Jenkins had a key interception in that game. He was a solid player for a mediocre Cowboy team led by an overrated, the DeMar Rosen of quarterbacks, Tony Romo. That's what he was back in his day. So I remember that game very, very well. I thought the Cowboys had finally turned the corner, and I thought that's when they were going to become a Super Bowl contender once and for all. And we all know how things went. They trashed out, and Wade got fired, and enter Opie F. and Garrett. You got anybody you need to punch today? Whoa! Send him
Good.
out. Send him to the West Coast, and he gets all silly and happy. Got nobody to punch it. Oh, that's right. Is that illegal? Is Arizona legal?
Arizona has been legal
That's right.
recreational since 2020.
All right. Shout out to Arizona. That's why I like Arizona, because they're very
Wow.
unpredictable politically.
I'm
They're
liking Arizona.
Arizona is
I like
unpredictable. I never know who they're going to vote for. I never know what prop's going to pass. You don't have a bunch of straight ticket voters out there. It's a bunch of independent, moderate Americans in that state, and keep the politics unpredictable. And I like that. That tells me that they, at least, whether I agree with what they pass or not, they're doing some fucking thinking out there. They're not ran by one giant political party like we are, that runs everything and wins everything, just no matter what. Arizona's it's a mixed bag. It's a purple state, and they're one of the 5 key states in the 2024 election. There's only five states going to decide the presidential election: Arizona, Pennsylvania, Florida, Georgia, and I'm missing one, but those are the ones. Arizona's a key battleground state. You'll probably see a bunch of political ads this week if you turn the TV on at all, or they probably show up on your phone. But he's happy. He's a happy man. He's getting paid big bucks. He's got his pretty wife out there with him in Arizona, and he's having a good ass time. So I don't blame Rudy for not having anybody he needs to punch. LG, do you have a punch, or am I going to be the lone punch of the day here on show 66?
Yeah, I want to punch USAA Federal Savings Bank.
What? Why?
Okay.
I got a message the other day that said, "Your accounts have been deactivated. Please contact us immediately to reactivate your accounts."
Okay.
And Rudy just
what
went
happened?
dark.
What happened?
What happened was, I'm not going to name any names, but basically I tried to cash a check from an employer, and the check bounced.
Oh, shite.
But they penalized me because the check bounced.
Oh, no.
They deactivated and locked my accounts, and I had to sit on hold for about 2 hours before I got a hold of somebody.
What?
And maybe that's because they just laid off, 200-something people there at USAA, and that's why I was on hold for so long.
Highly
And then they told me they're going to let it slide this time, but if I try to cash another bad check, I won't be able to cash checks for 6 months.
Dude, was it a personal check from somebody, or was it a company that wrote you the check?
No, it was a company, and I won't
that's
name
BS.
names.
Okay,
Yeah.
but still, though, you shouldn't be punished over that.
Exactly. I shouldn't be.
So where did they leave it? It is what it is. You can't have another bounce check, or you get suspended.
Exactly. They said that.
That's bullshit, dude.
So
That's
punch
unbelievable.
USAA for
Good Lord.
suspending my accounts for 2 days.
That's highly unfortunate. Where did our guy go?
I think
Did
he's
he
done.
pass out?
Yeah,
Did he pass
he might
out?
be done.
Well, put Darla. Oh, here we. Oh. I thought we were going to have to put our blow up doll in your chair.
Yep. And he's still muted though.
Oh my God. He's been drinking, can't you tell?
Yep. He's got a terrible internet connection too. And he's still on mute.
Yeah, I doubt the Air Force has got him in the 4 seasons. He's probably in the 2.2 seasons.
He's on one of those crappy motels on Route 66.
Yeah, I'm just glad it's not me tonight. That's all, because it has been me in recent days, and I didn't want that to be a repeat thing. Look at him; he's just frozen.
He's just frozen, and it says that on my end, I see a little screen here that says guest has muted themselves.
Oh, I wonder if he knows that. All right, I'm going to text him while I do the Kel spot. All right, sometimes in this country, you find yourself in need of a family lawyer, and that sucks, because that means you're getting divorced. You either need to serve somebody, or you've been served, or you're about to, or you think so. Maybe you're thinking about it, and you at least want to go see what your legal options might be. Explain your sitch to an attorney. And if you decide to do that, sit down with our guy. It's a tough time in everybody's life, but man, let's face it, 50% of the married population of this country is going to get divorced, period. That's just all there is to it. At least during that time, you've got a cool Thunderdomer like OK in your corner. It is Orlando Kell, the official family lawyer in the building. Call him at 210-775-4995, 775-4995, or you can email him directly. It's orlandokell@gmail.com, orlandokell@gmail.com. All right, thank you, Orlando. Okay. I can give my takes on the UT spring game if we don't have him. I'm happy to do that. I can roll through my off-season Spurs burning questions that I'm going to answer them. That's what I was planning on doing that with Rudy today. You want me to call him? Call him.
Well, he's trying to connect with the phone, so if you call him,
Lord. All right. Did you text him instructions? Okay. All right. All right. So he brought up the NBA playoffs. We'll get to some. I got some other things that I want done this offseason in a minute. Arch Manning, the heralded 5-star quarterback with the famous royal last name, had a terrific spring game up in Austin. And I know it's a spring game. No one's running around trying to blast into people. The quarterbacks are not allowed to be hit. But it is a good indicator of just where young quarterbacks are, for sure, based on how he runs the offense, how just good he looks body language wise, and then how accurate he is, how the arm looks. Texas lost a bunch of its wide receivers. They lost their top 2 dudes. Now they brought in a really great player from Alabama, Isaiah Bond, and they have a good dude. They got a good core of receivers that have come off the bench. But but you can still learn things just by watching a guy play. And everybody who was in the stadium, homers and non-homers, and even some haters, probably would admit that Arch Manning looks sensational in the UT spring game. And what does that mean for next season? Well, not a damn thing, because Quinn Ewers is absolutely entrenched as the starter. And the only way at this point that Quinn will lose his gig is as if he gets injured, or he just has the worst stretch of games in his life and they're losing. But Ewers is a future NFL quarterback. I don't know if he's a future starter, but he's a future NFL quarterback. And I don't think Quinn's going to lose his job to Arch next year. And I had the opinion when the season was over that if Arch Manning does wind up beating out Quinn Ewers next year, that's a good thing. Because that mean it's not a shot at Quinn. It means that Arch has become that sensation that they all think he's going to become. And to Arch's credit, I guess, not that I would have blamed him. He didn't go run and jump into the portal like a lot of kids do when it becomes apparent they're not going to play. 6 quarterbacks last year that were on highly teams.
Why would he?
Because he's at Texas making a ton of money. So, I mean, while it might be surprise to some, Arch is dedicated to Sark, and he absolutely realizes he'll start not next year, but the season after, and probably be the starter for 2 years until he goes to the league. So I guess credit Arch for being loyal. Not that no one deserves loyalty, but Arch is loyal, and I guess that's a bit of an old school way to handle it. Now, I will say this: Arch don't need no money. Arch comes from money, and he's made a shit ton of money in NIL deals. So I guess that makes. I don't want to. So let's not. While that's fine and dandy that he's not jumping to the portal, it ain't like he needs the money, So he's in a good situation, like you said. Why would he? Why would he transfer? Yeah. Right, Rudy.
No. No. I'm listening to you.
Oh, I got you.
I just feel like this Arch situation, along with Quinn.
Yep.
Sark got lucky. Sark got lucky in the sense of Arch doesn't give a shit. His family doesn't give a shit. They just want their fair shake. But a fair shake, he should at least be competing. He's not even competing for the job. He's not even competing for the job. So
he looked pretty damn good in the spring game.
He looked pretty good in the spring game, but the thing I saw in the spring game, and if I'm being just honest, yeah, he threw the ball super deep to a guy that was super wide open. It wasn't like it was two, three guys coming across the middle. He didn't have to fit it in a tight window. He threw a really deep ball to somebody that was wide open.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever.
But it was pretty wide open throw.
What?
He committed, but in that one throw, but he also completed like 70% of his passes for the game. Threw for 335 and 3 touchdowns. He was good the whole. It wasn't just that first tutty. He was good the whole night.
It's the screen game, Mike.
I know. I get that, but he just looks more in command. Like last year, he looked like a rookie. He looked like a fish. He looked like a starter on a Division I team who's got He looked like he had SEC talent, and that's good. Like I can go watch the UTSA spring game and say, "Oh, okay, Eddie Lou looked pretty good," or McCown looked pretty good, but he ain't SEC good. He looked good for UTSA. Arch looks SEC ready. He's ready for the Southeastern Conference. You can tell. So, yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait for him to be the starter. But I do love Quinn Ewers too. I do. All right, y'all want to do some entertainment news? I got things to get into.
Let's do it.
All right, it is time for my entertainment news on In the Building.
Now, live from In the Building, a guy's favorite segment, Mentertainment. My God, there's 2 of them now. Here they are, Rudy J. and Mike Taylor.
All right. Thank you, Big Balls Pat. Presented by Texas Cheer Liquor, the official liquor store of In the Building. There are 7 locales in and around San Antonio in the greater area. Do not piss off the Quintanilla family.
Which one is that?
Well, that would be Selena's family.
Okay.
So, there's that. As Melissa Mono writes in the Express News, an effort to honor Selena Quintanilla ahead of her birthday repeatedly ended with 2 California small businesses receiving a court order from her family. The Los Angeles-based Chicano lifestyle boutique called Mi Vida. Let this be a warning to all boutique owners out there. And I know that you got one in your hotel room tonight. Mi Vida is a female chic boutique out in L.A. They host a pizza party every year around Selena's birthday, according to the owner. It's that Mexican pizza.
Anything for Salinas.
My favorite kind. And as part of this year's celebration, the boutique partnered with POC-owned craft brewery Brujeria out in LA. There's a female-owned beer out there called Brujeria to release a limited edition beer to pay homage to Selena. And here's the problem. They put her picture on the label. The beer is flavored with guava and hibiscus, very chicky. It's a pale ale, and the name of the beer, Como la Flor. What were they thinking, man? With a picture of Selena on the label of the beer. So the co-owners of the Brujeria and the owner of the boutique made about 1,000 cans of this beer, and it sold out, of course. You could sell Selena's farts in a bottle; it would sell out. And they were about to make another 1,000 beers when they quickly sold out. When they got a cease and fucking stop it by the Quintanilla family. They've taken legal action over all of this stuff. And this is not the first time that the Quintanillas have gotten pissed and threatened lawsuits. In July, her daddy. God, he's got to be in his 80s by now. He's got to be in his 80s. Her daddy sued a cruise line over a Selena tribute that the cruise line was doing. There ain't nobody can use his baby's likeness unless he's getting paid. That's just all there is to it. You'd think he'd let some stuff go.
That's it.
Yeah. Unfortunate. All right. We got 2 major stars suing each other. Man? I'm doing fine. How are you doing?
I saw David Beckham
Indeedy.
was suing a white guy.
That's true.
Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe fuck yourself.
He's suing Mark Wahlberg. Look at Rudy.
Yo, that's fucked up. Like, I thought the white boys were supposed to stick together.
Maybe it's a bit just to prove that they're not racist. I don't know. But it's true. David Beckham is suing Mark
so
Wahlberg.
Is this what we're talking about?
Yeah, so Beckham's company,
Why?
it's called DB Ventures or something like that. They're saying in a lawsuit that Mark Wahlberg's company called F45 tried to dupe David into signing on with F45 Training, which is Mark's company. A company in which Mark has now he only has 36% interest, but he's Mark Wahlberg, so he's of course his name makes the paper. He's also the chief. He's the chief brand officer too, so he's got a lot to do with the company. So Beckham and Mark are pretty good buddies. They got really close because Mark went to a lot of the LA Galaxy games when Beckham was playing out in LA, and they became pretty good buddies. And so Mark thought it'd be a cool idea to get in business with David. Well, it didn't work out. Beckham says that he never got the $10 million he was promised for getting on board with them. Never got paid. And the company's stock, the company's in the shitter. It totally tanked on the stock market. And Beckham says he's owed $10 million, and he's not the only guy who's filed a lawsuit against Mark Wahlberg. Former Cowboys great Terrell Owens filed a similar lawsuit against the same company back in 2017, saying that they owed him 700 G's and never paid him. And now Beckham says 700 G's. They owe me $10 million. And so we have a huge lawsuit now that Beckham has filed against Wahlberg. Both of them will have high-powered lawyers. So this should be
pay me.
It'll be a fun lawsuit for sure. Tremendously fun.
How is it 10 million?
I don't know what all David was supposed to do for Wahlberg's company. Maybe he expected to have a stake in the company for that kind of money. I have no idea. It's David Beckham. He ain't doing shit unless he's getting 10 figures. Look at Rudy's pose picture there, LG. Isn't that cute?
I don't think he's posing. I think he's just frozen.
I know. I'm just trying to help him. But isn't that a great freeze? Your freeze frames are amazing tonight. All right. Speaking of powerful Mexican women, wanted to promote my girlfriend's book signing real quick, if y'all will indulge me. Did we wind up with a logo on this? I think the logo I sent LG earlier, it didn't work. But I did wanted to promote something for Friday night. Now that we're done with Slackers. Oh, yeah, that looks pretty good. You can read that. Thank you, LG. So that right there is this is proof that I do go to Fiesta events, by the way. We talked about this the other day. You said I don't like Fiesta. And I think I came off as saying I don't like Fiesta. I love the spirit of Fiesta. I don't like to go to giant events. Because you never know when you're going to get in the middle of a chick fight with 10 people on Market Square with titties hanging out and flopping all over the street in front of my kid. I don't need to see that. I go to these lower key places like this one. On Friday, there was a small event at the Key Ideas building, which is a production company in the parking lot this Friday night from 4 to 8. It's called Fiesta de Maestras. It's free entry. I will be there with Nina, and they're going to have free food, free drinks, and a bunch of local vendors, and no fee to get in. That's the cool part. See, this is a small, off the main drag little party these are the kinds of Fiesta events I'm going to, and Nina's going to be having her book on sale Friday. So Nina's doing a book sale pop-up of the book we talked about that she wrote about her dad, called A Walk with Alzheimer's. this Friday from 4 to 8 at Key Ideas Building on North Flores Street. It's down the street from the Salvation Army headquarters on Elmira. It's really close to there. And so Nina will be there with a stack of her books that she wrote about her pops, signing her book and selling her book, and I will be there with her. So come out and say hi and have some free beer, have some free food on us, and buy one of Nina's books. So, and I think I might have Nina on the show this week before we get to Friday. So that's good. All right, man, entertainment news brought to you by Texas Cheer Liquor, the official liquor store of us. And as always, you go into any Texas Cheer, and there are 7 locations in the greater area. Mention us and get yourself 5% off all orders. Just say in the building. And no matter where you're buying 1 6-pack, a keg, cigarros, tequila, bourbon, whatever, cognac, Irish hooch, whatever you're buying in there, no matter how much big the order is, 5% off the entire order when you mention in the building at Texas Cheer Liquor. All right. What else today? Did we lose him again, LG? Oh, there he is. I see him.
Yeah, it's not going well for him.
Yeah, he's wearing the same shirt that he had on this morning when I know he's tired too. What a poor dude. What a beating. He's got the same shirt on that he had this morning at the airport. You know how I know he's wearing the same shirt? Because he took a picture with a Thunderdomer.
I saw that.
Ironically, he ran at our airport this morning. Rudy ran into longtime Thunderdomer El Harley 210. El
Who was
Harley's
sporting an
from
official
here.
Thunderdome hoodie.
Damn right he was. El Harley is, I don't know if El Harley was on the same flight as Rudy going back to Phoenix, or was he coming from Phoenix? Because El Harley is from here, but he lives in Phoenix. He's one of we have a handful of people that live in Arizona, and he's one of them. So shout out to El Harley, who met Rudy at the airport and wrote, "Huge thank you to Rudy J for taking the time for a quick picture this morning at the airport, and an early punch to the chubby employee that didn't want to take our picture. Hashtag Thunderdome." I love seeing our show get love from people who don't live in this state. I love to see us get love while we're on the road too. That was pretty cool. I once had a pilot that was doing a junket. He wasn't flying a plane, but he was riding passenger, and he recognized me. He was based here, and I was on a flight going to Hawaii. And this captain, he was just catching a ride, so he sat next to me the whole flight from here to Houston. I went from here to Houston, from Houston to Honolulu, and that was a fun 30-minute little flight with him. So shout out to all Thunderdomers, near but also and abroad. We love all of our out-of-state people. Speaking of which, shout out to Eddie the Great. Sent a beautiful picture to me from the Albuquerque game. It was at the Dukes. I think it's the Dukes. Big love to come on now, Spurs, and love for in the building from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Oh, he was at the Bananas game. Oh, the Bananas. Okay, I can't keep up.
The Bananas.
Yeah, there's
Savannah.
I thought there's a team out there called the Bananas. I thought, what happened to the Dukes? For years, the Albuquerque Dukes were one of the Dodgers. I think they were the Dodgers AAA team. I guess they're the Bananas or some shit. I don't know. I can't keep up with all the minor league teams. But shout out to all Thunderdomers living abroad. How you doing there, big man? How you doing? You doing good? Man, what do we do for tomorrow night?
I think Rudy might just have to call it.
Yeah, dude.
The internet is done.
Yeah, it's all right, man. I wonder if he'd be better off doing it on his phone. Or is he on his phone?
He is on his phone.
Oh, okay. Cripes almighty. Well, that's all right. He may be done.
I wonder if he's connected to the hotel Wi-Fi, or if he's using his cellular service.
All right, explain this to me, Tech Man. There are times where, like, I'll be like in public somewhere, like a restaurant, or I'm sure this is a dumb question. I wind up half the time not even using the Wi-Fi wherever I'm at, because just turning it off, my phone actually gets quicker using its own stuff than using somebody else's. That's just people have shitty internet.
Yeah, the restaurant probably has a crappy
Yeah.
Wi-Fi, or there's too many things connected to it, like all their
Oh.
cash registers are using it,
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
or a bunch of people in the bar or restaurant are connected, so you're fighting with them as well.
Well, yeah, it happens all the time. Like again, I'm like I always keep it on that way because I don't want to use up my stuff. But half the time I'm like, oh damn, I just wind up clicking it off because I get frustrated because it's slow and it's crappy like that.
Yeah, that can happen to your cell signal as well. Like if you're in like
Mhm.
the AT&T center or something like
Mhm.
that, like you'll have slow service because everyone in there is just clogging up the lanes.
Oh, gee, that sucks. Sucks
Yeah,
ass.
shitty.
Yeah, terribly shitty. All right, what else today? Show brought to you in part by the Ribaldo Realty Group. There he is. There's my guy Jay, the official real estate agent of In the Building is our boys at Ribaldo. Maybe Ribaldo can become the official Wi-Fi provider. They got great Wi-Fi over in his office. We shot a video the other day. It is the Ribaldo Realty Group. This man wants to be your realty agent. If you are in the market to purchase a home, maybe sell one, Jay's our dude. He can jump behind you and get things done. It is Jay Ribaldo, the official. Okay, you know what I mean. He'll support you through your home buying process, sir. Support you through your home buying process. Yeah, be careful. Don't offend Jay. He's a man of faith. He's a fine Catholic man, very faithful man, Christian
Dude,
man.
so
What? Are
I was
you
just at
there?
Catholic church the other day.
You were at a Catholic church?
Dude, it's like a leg day.
Must have been on your Mexican side.
It's like doing a leg day.
Okay.
Oh, well, God bless the dead.
Distance from this. This is offensive. What's about to happen?
But, dude, let us pray. Sit
Hmm.
down. Let us pray.
Uh-huh.
Sit down.
Oh yeah, a lot of that. Yeah, yeah.
Did you drink the wine?
No, I didn't go up there, LG,
Yeah, you're not
because
allowed to.
I already knew that I wasn't. I ain't living right to go up there and get the wine.
LG, do you have to be Catholic to take communion?
Yes.
Ah,
You
well,
have to be a certain level too. Like I can't even do it because I didn't finish Sunday school.
See,
catechism.
Yeah, so I'm not allowed to go up there and do it. But
Oh wow.
yeah, it's all good.
Well,
I'm sure Jay can do it though.
oh, I'm sure. Oh, Jay's a big timer in his church. I've seen his Facebook page. Yeah, he's a strong man of the faith. He's also a badass realty agent. So, if you're in need of somebody, here's and we said this the other day. By the time you buy a house, you probably deal with 60 something different people, surveyors and purveyors and the buyers and the buyers agents and the HOA folks and all these people, the land surveyor, make sure the foundation's up to speed, all this. So many people go into the home buying process, which is why if you don't have a franchise quarterback, it don't matter who you got. That's why the agent, i.e., your quarterbacks, your agent's the most important hire you'll make in the home buying process because they handle all this stuff for you and make it easy and don't let you get screwed over. So Jay's our guy. Hire the right agent, get yourself pre-approved, start shopping for houses, submit an offer, negotiate terms, get your offer accepted, do your option in your earnest money phase, and get in your house. And that's a lot of stuff, which is why you need somebody to hold your hand and get you through it the entire time. That franchise quarterback is the official realty agent of us. It is Jay Ribaldo, 210-887-1081. Or you can email Jay directly at jribaldo@kw.com. Jay Ribaldo at kw.com. All right, Mr. NBA playoffs.
what up?
As I'm trying to, I'll get into it here in a round or two. So, what are your? Give me two or three of the biggest things you're looking for. What I do like about the playoffs is they're unpredictable. So, give me two or three Rudy J star points here. Trying to get
I'm,
my interest up here.
I'm shocked. No Kawhi that the Mavericks got blown out. Number two, I'm shocked that the Timberwolves blew out KD and Devin Booker and Bradley Beal. And then last but not least, Anthony Davis talks a lot of shit last year.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you Denver Nuggets, y'all been talking a lot of shit. Me and LeBron spoke about it. We'll see y'all next season.
All right. All right. What about going fourth here?
Denver goes and beats. They blew out the Lakers yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Lakers Denver in 5 at most is what I said.
6.
Okay. Denver's gotten its act together. I think they're probably going to repeat.
Oh, repeat?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Denver's turned it on. Denver's gotten good enough to where they can turn it on.
Denver versus Boston.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know who wins that series.
That'll be a damn good one, that's for sure. But again, here y'all get it all in now. There's this little small market town in deep South Texas.
Don't do that. They got to do something.
Hashtag we coming.
They got to do something, Mike.
We coming.
All right.
We coming.
That's it.
All right. What do you think about Arizona sports? Anybody out there you like? You like the Suns, don't you? Although they got their ass kicked. You like KD, Devin Booker?
I love KD.
That scene?
I love KD.
Good.
They got to get swept, though.
Yeah. What is he now? 35?
He's an old man.
Yeah, he's
When
old.
you talk about, you got to remember, LeBron play-in. KD barely not play-in. Steph Curry not even in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
We've changed, man.
Hashtag we coming. You know what I'm surprised by? I'm surprised the Kings got whooped the way they did.
Who, by the Pelicans?
Yeah, that surprised me. I thought the Kings would show better than that.
Come on, let me tell you why I agree with you. They were the 3 seed last year.
What happened?
Mike Brown, he sucks. He yells a lot and he talks a lot about defense and shit, but he sucks as a coach. I love Mike Brown. Shout out to Mike Brown.
But he's terrible.
I like his glasses. I like his Skechers.
Yeah.
But he sucks. And nothing I can do about it.
He won a title, didn't he? Has he won a title as a head coach?
Not as a head coach.
Not in Cleveland.
No, that's why LeBron left to Miami.
Yeah, Ty Lue won the title in Cleveland, right? Wasn't it Ty Lue? That's unfortunate. Shout out to Mike Brown. Yeah, his team totally underachieved. That's unfortunate.
For sure.
Totally underachieved. All right, what else today? So I got this. I didn't even see this till yesterday. So you remember last week I talked about how that was Vern Lundquist's his last Masters on CBS the other day. It was really cool. Ty going over and shook Vern's hand. I love Vern Lundquist. He's a Texan, and I grew up watching Vern as a little kid in the early '80s. He was the lead sports anchor on the ABC affiliate up there, Channel 8. In the late '70s, and he did Cowboy games with Brad Sham, which for my money is still the best Cowboys radio booth ever. And that's saying something because they've got damn good radio. And I love Babe Laufenberg, and I liked Dale Hansen, but when Brad Sham was the sidekick, think about that, how good Brad is. He was the number 2 after Vern. Vern did his final Masters on Sunday. Jim Bob, my original producer, Taint Ticket number 1, told the story on Twitter, which touched my heart that JB still thinks about me. Jim Bob reminded me of a funny story one time where I got pissed off. Speaking of bad connections, I got pissed off at My 35. Y'all remember that? My 35? I don't believe that channel exists anymore.
It's now the CW.
C-Dub. So they used to do Spurs games every once in a while. And so me and Jim Bob would come over to my apartment. It was like early 2008. I think might have been Rodeo Road Trip. JB came over and We're watching the Spurs. They're on the road playing somebody. And the game was on My 35. And their big slogan at the time was My 35. Tune in
Right.
Saturday as the Spurs take on the Lakers at 7:30 on My 35. That was their
Right.
bit. Jim Bob reminded me of one night we're watching the game and their feed was shit. It was embarrassing. This is an NBA game. And it was real staticky, super pixely, and it wasn't my TV. At first, I thought it was my TV, then I realized no, because other people were bitching on Twitter. So I got pissed off, and I called My 35. I called their helpline and asked for customer service, and they sent me the voice. So I got this voicemail guy on, and I hung up and called right back. And I got mad, said, I got voicemail. I want to make sure he answers the phone. And so they got somebody on the phone. I went on this rant, and I basically said, and Jim Bob even has a quote. I yelled on the phone to the guy back at the station, my name is Vern Lundquist, and I live out here in Bernie, and your signal is asshole bad. It ain't my 35. It's your 35. Shove it up your ass. We rolled on that. I forgot about that. I told the manager at My 35 that I was Vern Lundquist
You
from
told the
Bernie.
manager you were Vern Lundquist?
Yeah, I'm Vern Lundquist.
Did he
I live up
believe
here
you?
in Bernie. No, of course not. And I just said, you're saying that, like I said, it was asshole bad. It ain't my 35. It's yo 35. I'd forgotten all about that shit. Shout out to Bear for bringing that up.
Dude, that's some
Golly.
crazy shit.
Yeah. It was year one. I had to announce my presence with authority. And it was a terrible feed. I'm a consumer. I'm a fan. I'm trying to watch the game. And it's crapping out and all pixelated and ridiculous. And it's like, dude, Hector,
What's
fix the
pixelated?
damn cord. Well, it gets all fuzzy, like it looks like my face is melting, or I'm turning into fairy dust. That's the best way I can describe that. You've been freezing all day. Pixelating is when it just what's going on, LG, when something pixelates the screen? What's causing that? Shit feed.
It's when you can see all the pixels that make up the picture.
Yeah. And it just turns
what
your
you're
face
talking
all
about is like
distorted.
distortion. No, that's not pixelation.
Okay,
pixelation
well, they had,
was the graphic you sent me earlier. When you zoom
Right.
in and you can't read it,
you can
that's
just see the little
pixelated.
dots. Yeah.
Yes.
It just turns into dots. So yeah, I bitched them. I bitched them out.
As
Bitched
you
them out
should.
hard. Yeah. It's the same director of broadcasting after all these years that runs their broadcast. They got a great broadcast. Don't get me
Mike
wrong.
Kit Carrillo.
Kick, yeah, but that night it sucked, and I needed to let Kick know that his feed was asshole bad. All right. You're not going to be out of town May 6th, I'm hoping, right? You're going to be playing golf with me.
There.
All right. The NFL Alumni Association's Super Bowl of Golf qualifier will come down on May the 6th at the TPC of San Antonio, Texas. Everybody's going to have a former NFL player in their foursome, our own caddy. We're going to compete for prizes, and we're going to compete for a chance to advance to the Super Bowl of Golf. To raise money for charity, they put on amateur golf tournaments all over the country. And the South Texas regional one is down here this year, the TPC, on the 6th of May. And if you enter your foursome into this tournament, all this money is going to go to a number of charities, including Eva's Heroes, Morgan's Inclusion Initiative here in town, and on a national level, the Ryan Seacrest Foundation, and Caring for Kids, which is another big national thing that the NFL Alumni Association supports. And if we win our tournament that day, which we won't because I'm in the foursome, we'll go to Vegas this summer and compete at the Super Bowl of golf. All right. So to get your team signed up, to take a look at this thing, go to superbowlofgolf.com. It's down there on your screen at the bottom, superbowlofgolf.com. Scroll down to the San Antonio link, and it'll give you all of the information you could ever want about how much it costs, when to show up. We're going to have a big gala the night before where we draft all these NFL players. Johnny Walker is the South Texas Alumni Association's president rep, and he will be there that night with a bunch of old ball players from all around South Texas. That is on May 6th. For more information, it is superbowlofgolf.com. All right, what's your wake-up call tomorrow? I'm going to let you go to bed. I got to go to bed, too.
Not too early. Not too early. Like,
and I'm glad
7.
you're just in one city. Yeah, and you're in the same city all week, which is good. No more, no
Yeah,
no
I
half
don't have
travel.
anywhere else to go other than.
Yeah, man.
So, no, like 7, 8 o'clock, bro.
Yeah, brother. All right. Well, any idea what you're doing? Can you tell us about what you're doing tomorrow? Or is it classified like last time?
Nah, it ain't G14 classified, but
Okay.
I got shit to do.
I look forward to the no doubt cocky pictures you'll post on Instagram. So I'm
You
looking
already
forward
know.
to that.
Like, I always post some shit.
I know.
Are you ready? What you got to do tomorrow?
Me? I'm chilling out. I'm a podcaster. I have an off day outside of podcasting tomorrow. We'll take it easy.
Mission?
No. They come back home on Tuesday night, but I'm not doing Tuesday game. I'm doing Wednesday. I'll be at the Missions on Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. Wednesday and Thursday, I may have issues. We'll get together. We'll figure it out. All right. Love you hard, man. Get some sleep. Get your wife some dinner. Thank you, homie. Thank you to DJ LG. See you boys in here for Ass Whip Tuesday. Mañana.
Love y'all.
Love you, man. Up.
This program was made possible by contributions from viewers and listeners like you. Thank you.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.